How much of the LCK pre-show event did you see?
Not too much. I did see the search and destroy thing where like Faker had to get 30 CS and then like teleported top lane to execute. That's like the one thing that I saw.
Yeah, so yeah, that game mode is very fun. It's a pre-30 or whatever. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, for that, they had Faker actually cast one of the games, and they were asking like, hey, so for the team that has a bunch of supports playing, were you kind of like surprised about their mechanics? And he's like, you know, there's a certain image in solo queue of supports that are not playing their main role. I don't really want to go further than that, and it is very cheeky, but you know, Care, the reason why I bring that up is because Care has been, at least for the last year and a half, been more of a supportive mid laner. He's been someone who's been more so facilitating.
That might be actually in trouble.
Oh
the Arcane Storm coming out from Tongyu on first blood. Oh man.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LPL 2025 Split 1.
I wonder if we're going to be seeing more lane swaps, as these are two teams that really didn't opt into that strategy. And almost 30 like a 30 advantage from the jungle, which is pretty massive when you do think about
them up there. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see Jue dash in here with the Pop Blossom, stuns up too. There goes Sorrow, and that's first blood for bot. Another teleport coming in from both mid laners as Tongyu and Care join the party. That's going to be all she wrote there on this one, unless they try to find something here in a 4v2. Care uses the ultimate to get away, and it looks like that should be it. Meanwhile, on that this time around, as Milky Way continues to farm the neutral objectives, this time up there towards the top side. Already picking up that Kraken Slayer 11 minutes in.
Well, they still have the Nico ultimate, so that is something that they can look for. Sheer is looking for a teleport after he finishes recall. Xiaoshu is on his way. The top laner should arrive at the same moment, but it's those big ults. I'm looking at what Tongyu can do with this command shockwave.
Be a very big cooldown that has not been used. Jachi and Lola have both utilized their R buttons right now, and that is why FPX have been able to take control of this Dragon Pit for now. They're trying to zone out Zhaozu. Want to make sure he does not get into the fray. Sheer doing a good job to zone. Now it's a 50-50 and a 4v4. Who's going to find the smite? It will be FPX as they pick up their second Dragon of the game. But now the re-engage here for RNG could be big. But on the other side, it's Shui with the Pop Blossom. Now Sorrow over the other side as well, looking to lock down Tongyu on a Shockwave. Just issued way too late, and it could be a big wipe here for FPX. They get 5 just for Jue. Strength buff over to FunPlusPhoenix with the Herald going down. Remember that slight upgrades on the boots for now, with the potential for them to be upgraded later into the game. So the big time that you see that major power with the feats of...
In every single game we've had here in the LPL, we have not seen a ruinous one.
Well, I guess especially in pro play when things are a little bit safer, I would say, although the LPL has been known to buck that trend from time to time. We have to be fans of both.
We have great Nidalee players here. Milky Way's not one of them, but...
You're right. We got FPX starting up this Otacon buff. Looks like RNG do want to contest. Again, likely having to start with Milky Way. He's the strongest player on their team, but they're not getting anywhere close. And there's already bot with the Kalista taking down the Otacon. Now it's Sorrow diving all the way in on the back line, looking to lock down the Ashe, but it goes a little bit too far forward. But his team is there to back him up. Pops the stopwatch just in time. The Aurora will get the first kill. Zhaozu now stuck in the middle of everybody, and 2 kills on top of that neutral objective secured for FPX.
And like 5 blood petals, which is 100 experience. It's not that much.
So overall, like, picking up that objective very, very strong right now in this current meta.
Yeah. We're doing Baron on spawn basically. This is 25-50.
Oh yeah, you're right. I gotta get used to the timing of these things, but as we kind of are alluding to at this point, FPX fully taking control of this game number 1.
I think when I was looking at predictions earlier for the series from some of the talent on the show, people were feeling this might be going to 5.
Yeah,
I remember yours.
I had a 3. I had a 3 too. Hopefully we get some close games.
Okay.
This one not looking like one of them right now, but we do see a nice push. But with the extra indication, they're able to get away pretty easily. And now Care and Sheer move their way towards the mid lane inhibitor turret. Going to be able to break open the first tier 3 of the game for themselves, while also bot and the rest of FPX can take down this tier 2 down bottom lane. Fate's Call comes out from bot, doing a ton of damage here with those spears coming in. Ren not going to be enough, and they're just going to buy their time. Continue to let these waves crash in, take as many of these objectives as possible.
I can't believe the team with 6 grubs is getting actually ran around the map right now. It sucks to see because Herald and kind of all these the grubs is a win more objective. If you are already in a great spot, it's going to continue to accentuate your strengths. But if you're never actually able to hit
Milky
those
Way,
turrets,
he looked for a flank, instead going to get caught up by the Pop Blossom as well. As the cease and desist here from Sorrow, Bot picks up the kill. And the star jungler for RNG is down to his own
RNG,
team,
come
looking
on.
for something. Nice shockwave comes out from Tangyuan. Bot is low, will get shut down here by Jakchi. But I don't think it's going to matter. The all-out is coming through from Sheer. He's very tanky here on this front line so far. It is a 3-for-2 in FPX's favor, with Tangyuan and Jakchi trying to find some way to save this game. Ultimate comes out from Care. He uses the dash to go forward, and he goes right underneath the Nexus turret, and that could prove costly. Jakchi, this Chemtech soul that is about to spawn, they are making their way up there, and this time the Enchanted Crystal does find Care. Glacial Fissure comes out. Care will be able to escape without losing too much of his HP. And so now it's RNG without that crucial cooldown. Both ultimates on their bottom laners are down.
Oh, RNG, I think you just need to push. You can give up. Like, yes, you lose the soul, but if you lose this fight, you're going to lose the game anyway.
HP, Jue coming in, locking down the main. Carries TP. Is it fast enough? Not yet. Tangyuan finds the shockwave onto 3. The soul's already claimed. Bot and Xiaoshu trying to find a 1v1 down there. Milky Way will fall. It's a double kill here for Sorrow, and that is the ace that you alluded to, Hawk. FPX winning the fight, once again only losing their support. They're sending both teleports up to the mid lane to claim game 1 of this best of 5.
Bot's going to try to reconvene with them through the mid wave. You have Sorrow pushing as well. RNG, it looked good in the first 15 minutes, but your lack of proactivity and the lack of kind of in-game shot calling, we didn't get to see them actually start fights very often, leads to FPX. They have all the go buttons, all the go tools, the agency is in their back pocket with these kits, and they're going to take a pretty resounding Game 1 victory. Options to actually use Misfortune Ultimate, because in a lot of instances, Misfortunes, especially Worlds in New York, it was 2022 or 23? All right, yeah, we're back, boys. We're back to healing runes. All right, let's see if they can maybe get this dive down. Miniwave's in a bad spot, though. They've already cleared it out. I think it's a pretty tough
but they walk right in, and that's going to just be an easy kill. Lola finds the dredge line without even having to go under turret, and Jue will fall. First blood, RNG.
That's a feat, and they're going to go for this dive. Jakchi is going to look for something under this turret. They still have the Nautilus.
With Lola. Now Sheer, still very tanky. Remember, he's going that tank build, still alive, but finally will go down with Jakchi claiming that one. So 2 kills. Pretty far ahead, or Jakchi at least on the Varus, who's now making his way towards the top lane to match Bot and Jue. Build coming through for Care. Looks like we weren't really joking. That's going to be a Hall of Radiance first item, as now Bot's in some trouble once again on the top side. Lola starting to engage. Nice kick from Milky Way, and Jakchi will claim the kill. 3-0 RNG.
Stronger than him. But you know Lee Sin is on the top side. You just had the junglers contesting for the LPL, but they're going to need to kind of raise a lot of the questions around specifically this mid-jungle duo, as Milky Way has shown that level of performance, and Tangyuan, at least within the last couple of years,
this is
the
first real aggressive play from FPX, and it might
engage.
go back and bite them in the butt. Milky Way coming in with a beautiful potential response. Jakchi picking up kill number 4 for RNG, and now Shatsu in the back line as well, using the ultimate, maybe going a little bit too far forward though. Bullet time comes out. Nice dodge here from Shatsu to prevent himself from going down for a little bit. Bot finally gets the first kill for FPX, but Milky Way's gonna make him pay.
Oh my God, Milky Way!
Survive, finally goes down to the burn, but allows enough time for RNG to clean up the rest of the kills.
Sorrow has no flash. He just uses the Trickster to get over it. And 5,000 HP, maybe they can go for a reset here.
Lola went way too far forward, had tunnel vision onto the Wukong, and is going to pay for it with his life. Sorrow picking up that kill, as Lola thought that he could just continue to run that Wukong down, but the rest of the squad pulled up and said, not today.
Milky Way does go for the steal. He has the Q. Everybody's abandoning him, so it'll just be the junglers by themselves.
Look at the damage from Bot, though. On the other side, look at the collapse on that end by FPX. Bot, Sorrow and FPX now make their way towards the dragon with the numbers advantage.
Oh, Xiaoshu, you got to be very careful. They're going to just go for a smite fight here.
Milky Way jumps in. Could be a 50-50. Could be a one-way trip as well. Uses the kick to try and get Sorrow away. Now looking to try to get back in, but FPX do a beautiful job of bursting down the Lee Sin before the Dragon gets into smite range, so they're able to claim a 2-for-1.
Listen, now they're just making big mistakes that are kind of costing them this game. They'll get the Rift Herald here, and hopefully they can turn this into an objective spotlight for a long time. Similar to Yone, actually. Oh,
wow.
Milky Way, no!
Might not be RNG getting Otacon, though, as Milky Way getting caught out, but on the other side, Sorrow taking a bunch of damage, and it's Jachi picking up the kill. Sheer now caught by the Chain of Corruption, and this Varus is going off. It's going to be Jachi picking up the first Zhao.
Only now starting up the Dragon. They're a bit too far right now as RNG, but that's the voracious Otacon going over. So they have a GA for the next couple of minutes. Can they utilize it, and how are we going to see them use it in this game? As, I mean, just having the ability to kind of force out summoner spells, my instinct immediately as RNG is within the next 3 minutes, I want to try to force out Bot from having his flash and cleanse. And let's see if they're able to kind of accomplish that.
Of course, the
Oh my
KDAs
god,
might not suggest that it's going to
41%
be.
damage share for his team? And Milky Way with 100% KP? I don't think we're going to have a lot of time to do tons of
Well,
setup.
hold
it's going
on.
to be the
It's
Baron
FPX.
started.
Yeah, they're starting up the Baron. They're trying to force the initiative down about 7,000 gold. Milky Way in position to go for a steal, but the Baron right now at only about 5,000 HP. Who's going to jump into the pit first, start that fight? Looks like Milky Way could find an angle right now, make it a 50-50 potentially as both junglers are in the pit. It will be secured though by FPX. Now can they win the fight on the other side? I don't think so. Already a 2-for-0. Jachi has a lethal tempo unlocked. Milky Way dumps over the wall, trying to find another one. Sonic Wave does not connect onto Sheer, but they slow him down. The cripple will do. 3 kills, 4 kills in trade for the Baron. RNG still on top.
Sad about the result of that last fight. Barreling down mid here. Death timers are pretty long. I wonder if they're just going to try and go for it. It doesn't seem like they're going to. It said picking up the inhibitor, going to go for their resets from here, maybe to steal a couple more jungle camps.
Should see them maybe a little bit earlier on. Because the Baron buff wasn't secured by RNG, though, means that it's going to take a little bit of time for them to really close this game out. FPX know this and are looking to be just a tad aggressive as they are awaiting this Dragon to spawn. It would be Soul for FPX if they pick it up, so obviously they're in the mood to potentially try to fight this out.
Only the mid laners for both teams are missing their summoner spells, at least for their flash. So this is going to be as even as a fight as it's going to get for FPX. They've got items. Xiaoshu is nowhere near this area right now, so if they find any kind of pick, it is a good start to this. But Sorrow no longer having the Cyclone means that's going to be a tool gone away from FPX as this Dragon gets started.
Yeah, full onus of the engage has to go his way, but he's the one actually just targeted out first by Lola, able to escape. Not using that quickness just yet. Meanwhile, Jachi is just one-shotting Sorrow with the Blight stacks. And on the other side of the fight, it's Jiaozu and Tong Yuan, the assassin duo, just obliterating the backline of FPX. 4 kills for nothing. FPX just slaughtered. RNG don't even need to take this Dragon. They could just TP straight into the enemy base and even up this series at 1 game apiece.
Solo laners for RNG are going to get it done at the end of the day. Great job in that last team fight to find Bot immediately. Sorrow gets picked out. And while Kara's sitting here trying to win a 1v2, RNG are going to strike finally their first game here. They're going to have to be stepping into this Unraveled Earth. All of these pebbles right there to kind of either set up for a knockup is really where she kind of gets into her stride. Eventually, she can pick up enough AP to kind of do some more. See this dive onto top lane.
RNG going for an aggressive dive at the top side. Sheer had no chance of getting meta. Or Mega, and Milky Way just runs straight into the tower and says, I'll take that first blood to RNG. On the other side, Sorrow making a play towards Lola, and Jachi on FPX's side, and it will be Dre landing the final blow. So both teams, both junglers.
So dangerous for a Jinx. You're already kind of missing out on damage. You really want that positioning now. Walking straight into this Thresh.
Yeah,
gotta be careful. They can turn this now.
Right there. Crashdown doesn't connect onto anyone. Meanwhile, Care now stuck in a 1v2. The Unraveled Earth does slow Milky Way down. The Wind Becomes Lightning does not connect, but Tong Yuan has the ultimate first. Spirit Rush will take him down.
Oh man, they
Favor
were
of FPX, albeit very slightly, especially because Bot was not the one to claim that first kill on the bottom side of the map. So overall, RNG feeling pretty comfortable about where things are at as long as they can survive this play down here. Weaver's Wall comes out from Care. This time he adds his ultimate. It's going to be flashed away from here by Jachi and Lola, but Lola will be the sacrificial lamb, and Bot finally gets on the board.
And while they do survive,
Opting instead to focus on the mid lane potentially as Care could be in some trouble now.
There
Gets
it
hit up by the
is.
charm. Nice combo in terms of damage. Just no opportunity for Care to do anything, especially without his flash.
great
It
punishment.
looks like the trade will be RNG instead opting Dark Passage, and just nothing comes of the 4-man play of the top side of the map. So Milky Way now able to pick up this dragon as well. I think you can make it 3-0 in terms of the feats of strength, although that doesn't necessarily add anything. Rocket, just not nearly in time.
really dangerous, especially since there are some tanks. Alongside this collector, you have so much armor penetration early. It is something to think about.
RNG looking like they want to try to fight for this Rift Herald, but a really nice Weaver's Wall separates Milky Way from the rest of his team. Thankfully, the Crescent Guard allows him to mitigate a ton of that damage sent out by Care. Now Tangyuan flash dashing over the pit, finds the charm just onto Sorrow, and Sorrow is taken down. That's the jungler for FPX out of the picture as the Rift Herald is alive.
Does Tangyuan go for it again? Doesn't land the charm this time, but Herald is up and available. This has been a really well-played game coming in yet again. Milky Way utilizing that ultimate makes it so it's impossible for FPX. And now they're just playing in a fog.
And it's played beautifully combined with Lola. Joey is able to get out safely though, and there's Sheer hitting Meganar and landing a 2-man stun into the wall. Now stuck in a 1v3 though, just out there a little bit too quick before the rest of his team can respond. Joey trying to buy some time with the Max Storm. Bot does not have much mana. Jachi's flashing over the wall, and Milky Way's there to help him out as well. It's a double kill for Jachi, and RNG take firm control of this game in the top side.
Coming up, and there's a teleport that is available for him.
Hook from Lola instantly goes in onto the Rel. Remember, with this Otacon buff, if it's picked up, it will result in some resets, and right now FPX doesn't want that to happen, but already the kills are starting to fly. The ultimate from the Gnar does connect onto Jachi. Looks like the FLA is going to live for just a little bit. Meanwhile, we see an engage of junglers on the other side. Finally, Jachi will fall, but on the other side of the fight, Care is taken down by Zatsu. Now, Milky Way looking for some kills in a 1v2, but already low on HP. Sheer really arriving to this fight in a big way and allowing for FPX to pull RNG off the objective for now.
And it looks like they're going to go for this Baron instead.
The trade could either be Dragon here for FPX, but they want to go for the fight. They know that they cannot afford to give this up with the lead that RNG already possesses. Zatsu getting spotted out.
There's no lantern now.
But there's really no way for FPX to even get into this pit. They're going to have to just try to pull off a miracle steal with a Jinx Rocket or something. In comes Sway. Got to find the kill first onto Lola.
There's the resets.
Excited. This could be a good opportunity for FPX. Sheer not close to Mega though, and that will allow for Milky Way and RNG to claim the Baron Nashor and go back to base home scot-free.
Now with Sorrow up, I really do feel like FPX, you should be looking to start this objective now. You know that they're going to be missing out on some of their key spells. There's no summoner spells, but big ultimates still here for RNG.
Yeah, so RNG opting not to go back to base instead. Looking to make sure
no flash, he's dead.
Bot is just caught out. No boots, no life for the Jinx. And Tangyuan is the one to pick up the gold. Moonlight Vigil will only hit onto Sheer. It knocks off the Steric Shield, and that will allow for RNG to pick up another objective on the top side of the map. This Otacon almost assuredly theirs, unless Sorrow can find some sort of steal. Has the Arctic Assault and a Smite available, but Zatsu doing a good job at blocking the Sejuani from getting over the pit. It's Milky Way securing the Smite, and RNG
Grubs as well. They've got 3 grubs to help with some of that turret take. Care's recalling here. I don't think this is going to be the end of the game, but if they find a pick, they probably are going to look for it.
Yeah, Tangyuan setting up that wave nicely to allow for the rest of his team to immediately join him in the mid lane to take down the second inhibitor of the game now for RNG. Finally, Care is back. It's going to be a 5v5 under the Nexus turrets if RNG want to start it. Question is, do they want to pull the trigger, or will they just wait for these minions to wear down these towers, play the long game? Looks like they're going to wait, not wait very long, as Tangyuan forces the flash out of Care. Moonlight Vigil with the Infernum doing a decent chunk of damage, and the Glacial Prison from Sorrow does not connect. But on the other side, Zatsu getting chunked to half HP, having that Steric Shield pop. That's a decent cooldown, as well as the flash gone for the Renekton. He'll be able to TP back, but that's already one Nexus turret down. Milky Way dashing in, using that Crescent Guard to knock Sorrow away. Gonna have to go back to base with that death, but with the Otacon, it should be enough for RNG to push for the end. The next at half HP, they're just forcing themselves onto the crystal, and it's Zatsu coming back with the teleport, going in onto the Nexus, and sending RNG to match point.
A battle of inches for them. how can they maximize the amount of gold that we can get someone like Sorrow on this going towards the bottom side of the map? Sorrow starting up the grubs here. They know
pick by Jiaozu in game number 1, not a possibility. But instead, he's going to be the target on the Aatrox this time around. Pops the world ender, but the rest of his squad has arrived. Jue just gets caught under the turret, and it's RNG picking up first blood.
Damage, but very, very difficult to land that spear, especially if you are behind or if you don't have the vision for it. So Dragon started up here for RNG. They're going to take this objective and maybe look for something in mid. Care and Sorrow are on their way, but they're walking straight into the arms of RNG.
Lola looking to try and punish here.
There let's go, Lola!
Tangyuan all the way from underneath his own turret. Care just goes down. Jachi gets on the board. And so aren't big of a difference in terms of XP right now. The big thing is that Milky Way has the Requiem now, and so we'll be able to impact the map, get a little bit of damage chunks down in any area, no matter if he's farming or part of the gank himself. Next spawn of grubs available. FPX certainly want to pick this up to get themselves closer to that piece of strength. And they're going to start with an engage onto said jungler. Milky Way gets bursted down with the help of Jue, and a big fate sealed. It's going to try to turn things around for RNG. Already 2 are dead on the other side. Jiaozu with the World Ender unlocked will heal a ton, but is not going to escape the wrath of Care, who now is just eviscerating people with the Gatling gun in the front line. That is another kill for Care. Bot flashing over. That's the counter aggression we were talking about, but Jachi will answer right back with a kill of his own. The 80 carry duel goes RNG's way. Sheer trying to take him down and will, despite the rocket jump lumbing through. Tangyuan flashes over. We got chaos in the mid lane. It's 10 kills.
To get a bit of mid push, but Herald is now up, and we're going to start to do our little dance.
Not the Baron, but still a big objective, especially for somebody like RNG. You have a lot of turret taking power with the Tristana, with a burst open mid would be huge. And right now it looks like they could be in that position as Jue just gets one shot. It's Lola picking up the kill, but Jachi did most of that work. But he went aggressive around this area just a few minutes ago.
Sorrow, no!
Sorrow, who might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew, and Jiaozu flashes in with the World Ender and picks up the first reset of the fight for RNG. Care bounces
finishing
away.
This objective by himself here.
Yeah, and I don't think FPX really realized it until now with that Scarlet being placed. Looks like now
Milky Way
is the option. Milky Way gets caught. He still has the passive, and the Requiem will come out, but that's a big member of RNG dead. Tangyuan in trouble. The Dragon is still alive, and that means that FPX could claim it if they win this fight. Jachi's still alive. So is Jiaozu. Lola looking for potentially an escape route, but not going to find it. Sorrow picks up the kill. It's 3-0 FPX.
That's a buff in your back pocket here. It's going to be RNG finding minions and camps, but it's all about those kills and all the objectives that we've really been able to see FPX take around the map.
Speaking of, they're going to get their first Dragon, most likely, as Milky Way and the rest of RNG really focused around this Baron pit. Looks like they know that this is happening now as Tangyuan has joined the area and actually forces Sorrow out of the pit at least for a little bit. Now the rest of RNG want to try to respond. FPX surely get this with the smite. Now the question is, can they get out with their lives? Not going to connect, so Tangyuan has to flash right back over the wall. Teleport comes in from Care. All 5 members of FPX. It's going to be a couple minutes until we see that Dragon spawn, so now Baron really is the topic of conversation if you are FPX. Sorrow and the gang going to start it up. They think that they have the advantage in a potential fight. Milky Way in the area does still have the flash to get over the pit despite there being no blast cone in the vicinity. Baron at 9,000 HP. Looks like right now FPX are trying to bait a fight.
Okay, it's a pincer here.
Oh, big engage there for Lola. Jiaozu coming in here with the World Ender as well, but Jachi gets one shot. It's going to be a combination of Sorrow and the support, but look at the Requiem on the other side. That's a double kill for Milky Way, and RNG go 3 for 1. Sure, the ADC's down, but RNG have all 4 of the remaining members on the Baron on their own.
Now they have to reinforce with Tangyuan coming in. I was going to say, Milky Way, you got no mana, brother. You do no damage to this objective. It'll take them a little bit to grab it, but now with this Baron buff in their pocket, they should be able to utilize this, move into some of their...
It would have been nice to pick up that turret, but looks like that's not going to happen for a little bit. Question is, what can they do with this Baron buff that lasts for another 2 minutes? It looks like instead they just want to force another fight. Jue going forward. Solar Flare lands onto Jachi, but there's nobody to follow up, and instead it's Justin Leona going down for free. Jiaozu with the World Ender on is going to get singled out and taken down. It'll be Sorrow picking up the shutdown. Now it's a 4v4. Mid-prio and Watt to pick up this tier 3.
How much can they get for this? 5 grubs here. They'll open up the inhibitor at the very least. I don't know if they'll be able to finish off this entire inhibitor. Tangyuan is coming back. Jachi's still not finished that recall. Milky Way is here to try to defend his base with RNG. Need to be creative and stop FPX from immediately obliterating this Baron.
And FPX, no, they gotta send this quick. Requiem comes out. Let's see how much damage it does. Not too much, especially with the healing and the spell shields. But if
that's Mountain Soul
chunking things in. Mountain Soul now claimed. Can Tangyuan get to the fight first? Lola starts the engage onto Care, but he's able to back away. Not a ton of follow-up off the Alistar. The Baron is still alive.
Oh no, Jachi!
RNG should be able to get it. Jachi goes way too far forward, though, and will get shut down. It's a 4v5 on the map in favor of FPX. Milky Way has run out of mana. Milky Way is going to fall. The kill goes over to Care, and Tangyuan has to ult away to safety.
Puts himself in a really bad spot, and that might just send us to Game 5 here, as FPX are now looking to push with this Baron buff and those 5 grubs.
It'll at least be the inhibitor. Tangyuan doing a nice job to clear out the wave in mid to make sure it would be way too long until the next wave.
To go for either the Zephyr or maybe even kind of going for the Merc Tread.
Look at Care!
Oh my god, Care!
Care's dead. Tangyuan one-shot him with a flash ultimate. That is a big member for FunPlusPhoenix, down for the count for the next 55 seconds and change. 4v5 on the map. Tangyuan sending his way back towards mid lane to clear this wave, try to pick up as many objectives as possible. The top lane inhibitor is dead, and mid lane wave is being escorted.
I mean, the franchise player coming in for RNG, he's been in their development pipeline for such a long time, and he's finally kind of making good. It is a single series that we've been able to see from him. It was a rough 2024. Hopefully with this new roster and this lineup around him, there are so many objectives. I think right now both teams are more important. You just have to go for this Elder. The fact that it has that execute, with how high damage both of these teams are, you just can't give it over to someone like Nidalee or this Karthus.
That's a big cooldown. Jue throws out the Solar Flare, does not hit anybody. They have to be very careful about the super minions in the top side. They are marching into the enemy base, and because of that, FPX must reset and seed the Elder Dragon over to RNG. It's going to be just bot there to clear things out. That Nexus turret is dead, and now look at Tangyuan. Teleports are coming through. RNG might be trying to go for the throat. They have the executes at their disposal, but Tangyuan taken down to 50% HP, and will have to back away with the Ignite ticking on top of him. He still has a teleport available if they want to try to go for the throat here. Instead, they also have the option potentially to go towards Baron, but no, they want this game, and they want it now.
They've got a Tristana. I think it's perfectly reasonable. Tangyuan finishing off a Mercurial Scimitar. So he wants to make sure that he's off of this.
Gonna escort a wave of super minions in, a nice engage roll up combined with a 2-man Fade Sealed. That is the Corki dead, that is Sorrow dead as well, and that will be the game, and that will be the series. Royal never give up, have a royal start to 2025, and they win the first best of 5 in Group D.
It's a 3-1 victory for them, and a great one at that. It was a little